Spain's contribution to Filipino nationalism, Filipinos are eternally indebted to Spain for giving them their identity as a nation. Because of more than 3 centuries of Spanish colonization, the country became known to the world as the Philippines, Filipinas, and the people, Filipinos. Prior to Spain's coming to the Orient, the country was a mere geographical expression, a nameless archipelago of many islands, and the people, an unknown people of many diverse tribes. Throughout the 300-year colonial period, Spain unwittingly caused the diverse native tribes to unite into one people, the Filipino nation. The scattered islands and diverse tribes were united by a legal title, which was clarified in Article 1, Section 1 of the 1973 Constitution of the Philippines, which defined the national territory as follows. The national territory comprises the Philippine archipelago, with all the islands and waters embraced therein, and all the other territories belonging to the Philippines by historic right or legal title, including the territorial sea, the airspace, the subsoil, the seabed, the insular shelves, and the other submarine areas over which the Philippines has sovereignty and jurisdiction. The phrase all other territories implicitly refers to territories like Sabah and Freedom Land on the other hand, and the Marianas and Guam on the other, which historically used to be under the jurisdiction of the Bishopric of Cebu. The aforementioned article was substantiated by historical facts, is cited in page 104 of the book, The Philippines, a Unique Nation, by Sonia M. Saide, as quoted. Because of the great distance of the Philippines from Spain, the Governor-General exercised the powers of a monarch. He could declare war or peace with China, Japan, Siam, and other countries in the Orient. He appointed ambassadors to and received ambassadors from these countries. He administered not only the Philippines, but also the Marianas, the Carolines, and the Palaos archipelagos in the Pacific. These islands were considered a part of the Philippines during Spanish times. This was the main reason why former President Ferdinand E. Marcos borrowed such title, the Titulo Propiedad de Terrenos, Royal Decree 01-4, on February 23, 1976, to strengthen our claim over Sabah and Kalayaan Islands. Pushing more the authority of our claim over this formidable task, President Marcos has utilized Presidential Decree 1143 of May 28, 1977, which was already reserved for tobacco to a more sounding and justifiable application toward a strong measure of our claim, and that is by instituting the technical description of the Philippine archipelago, making the Philippine Islands into 2 parcels, Parcel 1 and Parcel 2. In Section 8 of Presidential Decree 1143 stated that the title to represent Parcel 1 and Parcel 2 of the Philippine archipelago is Titulo de Propiedad de Terrenos of 1891, Royal Decree 01-4 Protocol. The number 1143 was so very significant for its logical interpretation of our historic rights. The second and third digit, 1 and 4 stands for 1-4, as seen in the face of Título de Propiedad de Terrenos. The number 3 in the fourth digit symbolizes the 3 royal decrees dated 1826, 1861, and 1891. These were the protocols anchored for the issuance of Título de Propiedad de Terrenos, Royal Decree 01-4. The number 1 in the first digit refers to the foremost, the paramount among presidential decree being issued. The lengthy efforts exerted by our government's claim over Sabah and Kalayaan Islands as part of the national territory might totally collapse unless the Philippines' demand for the recovery on the said disputed islands is just and valid. Establishment of the facts in accordance with ancestral precedents is the proper and only means to determine the right, control, and possession of its then territorial jurisdiction. Hence, we cannot escape the consequences to seek for the utilization of the ancestral title, the Título Propiedad de Terrenos, Royal Decree 01-4, being supported by its historic rights as explored herein, might regain and restore our sovereignty over the islands. Furthermore, this is the only title acknowledged by the government, as cited in page 71 of the decision with compromise agreement between the Republic of the Philippines, represented by the Solicitor General, and Don Anacleto Madrigal Acopiado under LRC Civil Case number 3957-P, to quote, Paragraph I of the government position paper were the testimonies of former DOJ Secretary Salvador Marino before the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee and were used in 1968. The government had issued only one land title, OCT 01-4, and the decree issued 1910 for the whole archipelago, and that its expediencies, TCT number 408, TCT number 498, TCT number 409, TCT number 407, and thereafter, if any other land title exists other than those land titles alleged to be fraudulent titles in character and are null and void ab initio. Likewise, from the aforecited case, the reconstitution of OCT 01-4 was granted by the court through the petition filed by the Republic of the Philippines, represented by the Office of the Solicitor General. Accordingly, the validity of OCT 01-4 at present was supported by Remedios C. Balbin. She was a University of the Philippines law graduate, cum laude, class 59, a Fulbright scholar, and obtained her master's degree in law in Southern Methodist University, Dallas, Texas, in 1966. In the preface of her 2008 revised edition of the said book, she made clear how important OCT 01-4 in today's numerous land conflicts, as stated. In this 2008 edition, we add substantial materials on a new facet of the new law on squatting. We have included the many land claims or ownership to land which have caused numerous conflicts. Many of these claims have been struck down by the Supreme Court, and what remains is a well-documented claim under OCT 01-4. Having been sustained by the Supreme Court, the decision was issued in 1974 by the CFI 7th Judicial District Branch 28, Pasay City, under Judge Enrique A. Agana, may yet be the stabilizing force in the midst of disturbing land conflicts, falsifications, and misrepresentations.